Hey guys, this is Parvez. I have been asked several times in the last couple of months to explain how tax system works in Ireland, as I've been working for a few years now and understanding how taxes are deducted or it works is, it's not that straightforward, but it is very important to know. So in this video, or this is the first video of a video series that I'm going to make explaining how taxes work, what are the different things you need to know about it, and how it's eventually deducted, calculated, etc. In this video, I will talk about some of the key things that you need to know when it comes to taxes, and it will help you understand some of the videos that I'll make next. So even if you're planning to come here or you're already here working, this would be useful to plan your finances accordingly. So let's jump right into it. There are some of the key things that I will talk about, starting with first PPSN. So when you come to Ireland, there are some important documents that you need to have with yourself. For example, having your IRP card, which is a residence permit that every individual gets and needs to have. Similarly, there's something called as a PPSN card. Now, what it stands for is a personal public service number. It's a number that is assigned to every individual, which helps you avail public services. And it is very important when it comes to employment. So when you want to start a job, be it a full-time job, part-time job, or a temporary job, you need to have your PPSN number ready with you, which I'll explain why. But this is an important card that you need to have. There is a website that I've posted in description where you need to go book yourself an appointment. You need to carry three main documents. One is your passport, your proof of address, which could be a bank statement or your rent agreement, some utility bill, and there's a form you have to fill up. So once you do all of that, you get your PPSN. It's very important to have. The second thing you need to know is, when it comes to your job, right, there are three main entities involved. One is yourself, the employer, and third is revenue. So in Ireland, revenue is the department that looks after all the taxes. Now, why you need to know about it is because when you start a job, be it any job, you have to let revenue or inform revenue about your job. And this is important when it comes to how taxes work. So make sure you're aware of revenue and you inform revenue whenever you start a job. Third thing that brings me to a key term is emergency tax. Emergency tax is a tax that you pay when either you haven't informed revenue about your job or you don't have a PPS card. So that's why I said those two are very important. Emergency tax is where you start your job. When you receive your salary, you get literally half of your salary deducted for tax. And until and unless you fix those first two things, you will always be taxed every month on emergency, which is a lot of money that goes away. But again, you can claim you do get it back, but I'll make a separate video to explain it in more detail. But you need to know about emergency tax. If you see your salary is going more than half or more than half of it, you're more likely on emergency tax. So you need to be aware of it. Apart from emergency tax, there is the regular tax, which is called income tax in Ireland. Income tax is when you get your salary is taxable, but not all of it. If you're doing any pensions contribution, or if you're doing any permanent healthcare contributions, those are deducted from your salary, and then whatever is left is the taxable pay. That will be taxed for income tax. Now, income tax is applied based on the next term, which is called a tax rate band. So a tax rate band is your income that tells how much of your salary will be deducted, right? Which is divided into two things. One is a standard tax rate. Now the standard tax rate is 20%, and that is depending on whether your salary is in a standard tax rate band. And the next one is higher tax rate. Higher tax rate is deducted at 40%, and that is decided based on your income that falls in the higher tax rate band. So that's where your tax rate band defines what percentage of salary tax needs to be applied to your income. Those are the three main terms that you need to know. Apart from this income tax, there is something called as USC, which is Universal Service Charge. Universal Service Charge is a tax that everybody has to pay. It goes for social purposes. Now, details of this, I'll make separate videos, but you need to know that your payslip will have a USC charge as well. And one more tax that you pay is PRSI. This is again for social purposes that you will and every individual will pay from your salary. So when you see your pay slip, you will always see two things. One is a total of your tax, which is your standard tax rate plus your higher tax rate deductions, and plus you will see two things, which is USC and PRSI. PRSI and USC is for everybody. So these are some of the taxes that you pay. I will make separate videos explaining this in more details with examples. So I'll leave that for next videos. Apart from this, when it comes to your taxes, there is something called as tax credits. Tax credit is what every individual gets for a given tax year. This tax year will have certain tax credits. These tax credits are something that you can claim back, or there are some tax credits that are given to you automatically, which helps in reducing the amount of tax you pay in that tax year. So if, let's say, you have some tax credits, you claim them back, and if they're applied to your salary for that month, your salary's tax would be less because you have some tax credits from revenue. I'll explain tax credits and everything else later, but these are some of the key terms that you need to know and document you need to have. I hope you like the information. I kept it very short and to the point because I'm going to add more information in the next videos. If you like the information I shared, give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel for more information. Thank you.